Well, last Saturday right here in Alabama, the Oklahoma Sooners and Trae Young were in town, and Young had his moments, but so did Alabama's Collin Sexton. The drive here on Young, and Collin couldn't be stopped. He put up 18 points to lead the way for the Crimson Tide in the upset of the Sooners. 80-73 was the final, as they won for the 5th time in their last 6 games. And you know a lot about Trae Young, but the numbers awfully good for Collin Sexton as well.
Collin Sexton, one of the elite freshman point guards that you've not seen, so stay tuned. You're in for a show.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN from Coleman Coliseum here in Tuscaloosa, and it's back to conference play after Alabama helped the SEC win the Big 12 SEC Challenge over the weekend with that win over Oklahoma. Today, the Sooners taking on the Missouri Tigers, and we welcome you to Tuscaloosa. Beth Mowins along with LaFonso Ellis, and let's talk a little bit more about Collin Sexton and the job that he and these youngsters are doing this year for Alabama.
Yeah, his nickname's the Young Bull. This kid can really get to the hole. He's right-handed but loves to get to his left. He's already dropped 40 on Minnesota early in the year and then came back and dropped 30 at Arizona. He can dish it. He can get to the hole. He's got to be awfully good tonight.
Yep, and Collin Sexton, one of this terrific freshman class, top 10 in the country. It's all about the youngsters for Alabama. And how about on the other end of the spectrum, Cassius Robinson, the grad transfer for Missouri?
Graduate transfer from Canisius has been white hot over the last couple games. 21 points per game for Missouri to get a win on the road. He's got to go off tonight.
Tigers trying to halt a 3-game skid. They've lost 5 of their last 7. And they've lost some manpower as well. Their depth not what it once was, so Alabama will test that with their up-tempo. They're going to try and push the pace and challenge that depth here tonight.
Yeah, Beth, it's going to be important that Missouri gets some front-line production. That's something that's been absent over the last 4 losses that they've had. But on the other side for Alabama, they'll look to get out and try to score in the first 5 to 7 seconds of the shot clock. If nothing's there, they want to move this defense and try to get a good look late.
He's got to have a huge night tonight for Missouri. The coaching staff talking about Kevin Puryear and getting some better production out of that 4 spot. And with that in mind, they have inserted him in the starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, 8 of his last 24 from 3, only 2 double-figure scoring games in SEC play. He's got to step up his production.
Road black jerseys for Missouri, the home whites for Alabama. Here is Robertson. Jordan Barnett off the bounce. He'll pull up mid-range. And the long rebound out to Dazon Ingram.
Never really got set on that jump shot.
Sexton. Barnett with the board. Just one upperclassman in the lineup here for Alabama.
Jeremiah Tillman was wide open in the post, and that's something that we've seen over the last 3 games, too. His early runs, he's open. They're not seeing him down in the box.
Here he is with the ball. The double team comes, and he lost it out of bounds. Missouri, the other imperative from their coach, Conzo Martin, got to take better care of the basketball. 39 turnovers in their last 2 games. There's the starting 5 for Bama tonight.
Beth, has been interesting. They've not been live ball turnovers. There's been travels, illegal screens, things of that nature.
Dante Hall and a foul down low on Puryear. Oh, they're going to give that to Tillman instead. That'll be his first. Avery Johnson now in his 3rd season after a good career playing and coaching in the NBA. His son Avery Johnson Jr. also on the team. We'll see him coming off the bench tonight.
Avery Johnson, terrific attention to detail, and he loves teaching. We saw that today. Even the little minute details in terms of angles of screens and things of that nature. I love how the young players were dialed in, though, to the teaching, because sometimes when you're a young player, you got to zone out after a few seconds.
Hall hits all the free throws, and the 2-0 lead for Alabama. Colin Van Leer also back in the starting lineup for the 4th time tonight. Puryear dropping it off to Tillman for 2.
What a pretty big-to-big pass on the interior. How about the awareness of Kevin Puryear to know that he was double-teamed down low, found the open guy. That was pretty.
All coming up top to set the screen. And then the kick out to Sexton for 3, and he rattles it in.
Dribble penetration, force deep help. Everyone in the paint below the foul line. That's what created that wide open three-point shot.
Robertson, ball knocked out of bounds, and another turnover.
Folks, you wonder how he got wide open. Watch his dribble penetration take place. Watch number 3 in the lane. He loses perspective of where Sexton is, and Sexton lines up a big 3, coming off an 18-point game against Oklahoma.
Ingram off the bounce. John Petty dropping it off for Hall, who goes to the right hand. Barnett way up for the rebound.
It's a really nice job by Jordan Barnett coming over to help to take away what would have been an easy little hook shot inside.
Petty getting all over Robertson, making it tough for him. He'll get the shot off in traffic for 3.
Yeah, Avery Johnson really concerned about Robertson's ability to be able to knock down three-point shots. Just lost him there as he was on the move, and you give him any crease, he gets that thing off very quickly.
Sexton coming off the screen, in and out. Robertson using Tillman to create some traffic for him.
How about the read coming off that screen? Saw that the defender went underneath, and you cannot go underneath the screen on Cassius Robertson. He's shooting 43% from 3 in SEC play alone.
He's got 6 of their 8 points here early on. Originally from Toronto, and then went to school in Buffalo at Canisius. Kept alive by Hall with 3 black jerseys around him. He gets it to go.
Yeah, keep an eye on Tillman, number 23 in black. He may have tweaked his ankle on that last possession. He's really limping up the floor.
They are already limited. That would be tough if they lost another guy along the front. And there's a double dribble. Looks like Tillman will come out, and Porter will replace him. Jordan Geist also coming on.
For you young kids that are watching at home, watch how Robertson moves without, he coming off that screen, sees that he goes underneath. That's Colin Sexton, and you give him that much room. He is an excellent pull-up three-point shooter off the bounce.
Hall faces up. Tried to post and dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. Early in Tuscaloosa, and an 8-7 lead for the visitors.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Say the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief.
You are forever becoming who you are. Bleu de Chanel.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Gotta get yourself a little dreamland when you come to Tuscaloosa. Right now, the Tide trailing Missouri 8-7 after the first media timeout. Cassius Robertson, a couple of trays to lead the way for the Tigers.
And folks, he's been terrific over the last 2 games, averaging 21 points per game. Let's take a look at how he gets open, reads that screen beautifully, a screen, re-screen, able to get in the gap. And here they just lost vision of where he was. And a guy that shoots 43% from the three-point line in SEC play, you cannot give him that kind of room.
Second best in the conference in shooting the three. And he's going to be out there an awful lot. He plays more minutes than anybody else in the SEC at about 37 per night.
Tonight he's going to have to do a little bit of both. We saw him starting out at the point guard spot. Now he's able to play off the ball with Geist coming in.
Robertson with the catch underneath. And working inside is Jontay Porter.
That's a good sign for Missouri. Jontay Porter has been a little reluctant to get busy in the post when he catches the basketball inside. A pass first kind of guy, but they need him to be aggressive in the post, and he was there.
Whistle and a foul. That'll be the first on Jordan Barnett, the senior from St. Louis. There's a look at Jontay. 6'11" from right there in Columbia. Of course, the younger brother of Michael Porter and their dad on the coaching staff with Cuonzo Martin. A couple of sisters on the women's team. Their aunt, Robin Pinchton, is the coach of the women's team.
A family affair, huh, Beth? Nice.
He is back traveling with the team, but Missouri wanted to make sure that we quickly pointed out he is not yet practicing. We don't want to get the fan base all riled up just yet. No, but he is here with his teammates. Robertson.
Got to get John Petty going in this game for
Sexton
Alabama.
Trying to push tempo and goes to the left hand, up and in.
Well, that's what Avery Johnson wants. He wants them to score the basketball in the first 5 to 7 seconds there. I love the early push. With the athletic wings that they have, they should do that a lot more, Beth.
Barnett will pull up and knock it down. Missouri shooting it well early. 71%. Herbert Jones, one of the other talented freshmen now in. Petty, Sexton, all the rookies getting a touch, and Giddens with the finish.
All that little circle action keeps the weak side defense aware, able to curl inside. Sexton drew the big up and dropped that off. And folks, you're seeing a little bit of his ability, the versatility in his ability here early.
Back to Puryear, and the left-hander off the mark. Rebounded by Braxton Key. Giddens couldn't hang on.
It's a couple of mishandles now by the bigs of Alabama.
Clearing out some space for Porter. He'll give it up. Barnett looking for the three. Puryear able to snag it. Barnett got another triple. Timeout, Alabama. Another triple for Missouri, their fourth.
But that was Avery Johnson's concern coming into this game. Missouri's ability to be able to knock down the three ball. They're third in the SEC in three-point field goals made at 8 per game. And so far, Alabama has not been getting up on them and forcing them to put that basketball on the floor. But let's take a look at this one here. Geist does a great job.
Missouri with the lead over Alabama, and the Tide forced to use the timeout. One of the things that Avery Johnson talked about with these young guys is you've got to buy into the scouting report, and they did not get the message here early about the three-point shooting.
They didn't. You have to react while the ball is in the air, and a little slow getting over there. And Missouri's doing a terrific job of shooting the three ball here in this game so far. 3 of 6 from 3.
Here's a look for Petty. And Jontay Porter with the board.
That was his first look in this game. That is not a good formula for Alabama.
Jordan Geis, the junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, had been the starter at the point for a while. They really, due to injury and suspension and transfer, they really don't have a pure point guard the rest of the way. Good face up for Jonte.
Yeah, I like how aggressive he's been so far early in this game. We talked about the lack of front line production in those 4 losses. Jonte Porter looking pretty confident out there thus far.
Tigers shooting better than 60% so far. Swinging it all the way around to the top, and Alex Reese for 3.
Not sure he tried to shoot that off the glass, but 27 of his 40 made field goals on the season are threes.
Porter did use the glass effectively there. Jonte Porter now with 6 points.
Another turnover for the Tide.
The other question that Avery Johnson had was, how would his young team handle a bit of success coming off of that big Oklahoma win over the weekend? They're down early here tonight.
You may reveal. And the rain continues.
Ooh. As the Earl of Sandwich, I dub thee
The sandwich.
There was a time when the next big thing in food was stuffed between bread. Now, the next big thing is the Capital One Savor Card. Earn 3% cash back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other purchases.
what's in your wallet.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
All right, how you doing?
Welcome. So, this is the all-new Chevy Traverse. What do you think?
This looks better than 99% of the SUVs out there.
It's very modern, sleek.
Maybe the most impressive part of the all-new Traverse is what's on the inside.
What are you doing here? Oh, I missed you guys. I haven't seen you guys in so long.
What's happening?
We flew her out. It's a family car. We had to put your family in it.
Yeah, it gets 7 thumbs up.
Missouri's got 3 threes. They're shooting better than 66% all told, and they've jumped out to the early lead. This despite the fact that their depth has been tested and will remain a short bench throughout the rest of the season. Those are your missing Tigers, including Michael Porter Jr., and then the 2 transfers and the suspension of Terrence Phillips. The university is conducting an investigation. Phillips says he is cooperating with that investigation. But it's a shorter bench, and the guys that are still around, LaFonso, are buying into what Cuonzo's preaching in his first season after playing for Gene Keady at Purdue, and then coaching stops including Tennessee and Cal in the Power 5.
And it speaks to, Beth, a little bit of toughness and resilience for this young team, because early on, you wondered how the old team would mesh with the new.
Yeah.
And with all of the issues that they've had in terms of player personnel, it says a lot about this team to be able to still come out and compete. We saw them go through an hour-and-a-half tough shoot-around today, and they were fully engaged, and they've carried that over to the game.
It's going to stay with Alabama. We'll also, of course, be getting into the story of the fact that he's your old high school teammate from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Tigers.
The state championship together. Good days in the boogie.
In the boogie. Of course, you played against Avery Johnson, right, in the pros?
Yes, indeed. San Antonio, Western Conference. I was at the Denver Nuggets. Right now, Missouri's done a great job of taking away dribble penetration from Alabama, and they'll take those contested 3-point shots all night long.
They have turned Alabama into jump shooters so far. Porter off the bounce, swooping to the left hand.
Oh boy.
Got a foul going for the rebound. If that's on Tillman, that's going to be his second, and it is.
And he's had a tough go of it all year long with little fouls along the way. 4 games he's fouled out in SEC play alone.
How about this from your hometown there? That's a pretty good slew of folks that have have come from East St. Louis. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Miles Davis, and your old coach there, Benny Lewis.
Yeah, Coach Benny Lewis won 4 state championships in the span of 6 years in the 80s, and obviously is deeply influenced Cuonzo Martin and me.
Good on the block. Held ball will go to Alabama. Of course, another recent guy to come out of East St. Louis, Jeremiah Tillman.
That's Marco Harris, the director of basketball operations on the right. Cuonzo Martin, of course, to my left. And the big head guy on the left of the picture over there, well, that's me. East St. Louis represented here in Tuscaloosa tonight.
Unfortunately for Tillman, he's going to be a spectator for a little bit at least. He's got 2 personals. On the drive, scooped up and in, Avery Johnson Jr.
And that's Alabama Crimson Tide basketball right there. When they are able to attack the paint, looking to score for themselves, and if they get someone to step up, dropping that basketball off. They've been relying on the J a little too much here over the last 4 minutes.
That's a bump off the ball and a foul on Dante Hall.
Watch Avery Johnson Jr. just turns the corner there. That looked like a little running hook by the little general there. That was nicely done.
Junior out of Houston.
Texas A&M transferred 2 years ago. I love the way he plays. Smart, under control.
Of course, they are on the verge of really taking a big step in the Avery Johnson rebuilding plan, trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 6 years. And Porter putting on a show here in the first half. He's got 8 off the bench.
Missouri given a couple different looks here. They were man-to-man early, then a 2-3 zone, now back to man-to-man. And Alabama switching all that action on the other end. Created some confusion there, and that's how Porter was able to get that wide-open shot.
Working inside, Giddens, offensive foul. Well, our women's Thursday night showcase is a top 10 showdown. The defending champs, South Carolina, at home to take on undefeated UConn. That's at 7 Eastern on ESPN and your ESPN app tomorrow. There's your top 10. UConn and Mississippi State, the lone 2 unbeatens. Of course, last year was an all-SEC final.
Wow, yeah.
Carolina beating Mississippi State for the championship.
Indeed. I feel like Gabby Williams is one of those unsung heroes of UConn.
Yeah.
I don't think they have as much success as they've had without her. She may be the most versatile female basketball player in the country.
Yep. Hall had it blocked by Reed Nico. Robertson with the push. And turned it over. Hall and a foul on the drive. Ingram will head to the line.
And folks, watch the reaction here by Daniel Giddens. Oh my gosh. Get that out of here, off the glass as well. And again, when he can block some shots, they can rebound and they can get out in transition. That's where Alabama's at their best, when they're getting early opportunities at the rim. And we've seen that on a couple of occasions tonight.
Ingram, the sophomore from Theodore, Alabama.
Got Avery Johnson told me he wants him to shoot a lot more. He hasn't shot it that well from the three-point line this year. Shot 43% last year from 3. Only 19% on the year, but he's passing up some open looks. For them to get to the NCAA tournament and make a run, number 12 is going to have to make some shots.
Averaging 11 a game with 6 rebounds. Missed the second. Per year off the bounce. Robertson, they'll swing it to the corner, Van Leer. Sexton with the rebound.
Beth, even though he pushed that one up, I think they could push that a little faster.
Yeah.
That's still a little slow there.
5 points so far in the first half for Collin to lead Alabama. Jones way off. Key keeps it alive.
Well, that's not quite his skill set yet. I thought he should have passed that basketball to Collin Sexton in the corner. Missed opportunity there for Bama.
He's only made 6 threes all season. Good hedge there by Porter, made Sexton give it up. Hall fouled on the shot. That'll be the first on Jontay Porter, and it's a 5-point Missouri lead. Tied free throws when we come back.
Staying ahead isn't about waiting for a chance. It's about the one bold choice you make that moves you forward. The one and only Cadillac Escalade. Come in now for this exceptional offer on the Cadillac Escalade. Get this low mileage lease on this 2018 Cadillac Escalade from around $879 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer.
They say you don't choose the app chooses you. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
Thank you very much, Zubin. 21-16, Missouri with the lead over Alabama. And after the early flurry from Cassius Robertson on the outside, Fonz, it's been the big uns that have gone to work.
Yeah, and that's what they've been missing over this 4-game losing streak is front court production. 15 of the 21 points that Missouri has from the front line. That's a great start for the Tigers.
Hall at the line, he hits on the first. Key trying to tip it back to himself. He stepped out of bounds. Abe Johnson's club, winners of 5 of their last 6. They've got an outstanding resume. When you talk about top 25 wins, even top 25 RPI. OU, Auburn, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Only team in the league so far to have knocked off Auburn. They're trying to win today to stay in a 4-way tie for second place, a couple of games behind the Tigers. And there's a look at things like RPI and strength of schedule and those big wins.
Yeah, they've set themselves up well as Collin Sexton makes a beautiful pass inside to Dante Hall. They've set themselves up really well for the postseason. Now they got to continue to take care of their home court and try to steal a few on the road.
They're going to take the bucket away and call an offensive foul on Porter inside off the ball. That's his second.
And folks, this is where Sexton's at his best. He has wonderful vision, and how about drawing 2 there and the pretty pass underneath to Dante Hall. I love big men who got good, soft, big hands. Dante Hall sending that one through with some authority. How about the toughness of that kid? Had wrist surgery. Turned around 5 days later. He's back on the floor playing with his teammates against Auburn.
Only missed the 1 game. And now an offensive foul against Alabama off the ball, and that's the second on Dante Hall. So matching whistles on the bigs away from the action here, and Porter will now leave the game with 2 fouls. And so will Dante.
I guess he couldn't handle me talking well of him, huh?
Well, that's big for Missouri. Porter had scored their last 8 points.
Yes.
Barnett got it.
You're looking at a very confident Jordan Barnett. When we saw him shoot the ball this morning, he seemed a little disinterested, not in the game. I watched him miss 7 straight 3-pointers, but he was warming up before the game. He was knocking that thing down.
Yeah.
They've got to get out and close him out.
4 threes in the first half from Missouri. Robertson coming away with it. Van Leer behind the line for another. 10-point lead for the Tigers.
Beth, Alabama's not getting back and getting matched up, and the communication in it is lost, and that's how Missouri's getting those wide open threes. John Petty's got to get going this game.
And Petty called for the walk.
And folks, watch as the basketball, Missouri's pushing the basketball up the floor. Now there's no communication here. No one running out to try to close out a shooter. And Cullen Van Leer, you can't give him open looks either. He's shooting 33% on the year.
You know, their scoring has been down in league play, and there have been a lot of questions to Cuonzo Martin. And he told you in shoot-around today, hey, we're not relying on the three because they're bad shots. That's where we have to get some points. And now they batter away inside.
So the transition defense is not there for Alabama. The half-court communication not there either. Missouri taking full advantage. An 8-0 run by the Tigers right now. They've made 4 straight. Look at this ball screen action here. Now you have to take away the basket first and force them to throw it over the top. Alabama does not, and they get burned yet again.
Biggest lead of this first half at 31-19 for Missouri. Reminder that Saturday on ESPN, we got the Red River rivalry for you, Oklahoma and Texas. Trae Young visiting the Longhorns. That'll be Saturday primetime, presented by AT&T at 6:15. And then to Assembly Hall in Bloomington for Indiana and Michigan State. Both those games are on ESPN. Michigan State a winner tonight against Penn State with all the controversy swirling around that athletic department.
Beth, let me hear you say Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
How about 3 times?
That's a good tongue twister. That's old school play-by-play. The weather in West Grand Junction will be hot instead of mild today.
Very good.
That's a good warm-up right there. Red River rivalry.
Nice. You handled that beautifully. Well done, partner.
They tried to change it, I think, for the football game this year, so it would be easier on the announcers, and not. It's the Red River rivalry.
Love it.
What can Bama do now to respond? How about a throwdown out of the timeout? Galen Smith.
Set up by a beautiful shot fake by Braxton Key, which allowed him to get in the paint.
That wakes up the crowd as well. Offensive foul on Puryear.
Folks, Braxton Key, number 25 in white, just put on 2 phenomenal plays. Little shot fake here, making the defensive player come up, and what a pretty pass underneath to Galen Smith. And he knows what to do with it in there. And then he goes down the floor on the defensive end, anticipates where the ball handler's going to go, and absorbs a charge to get Alabama some momentum back in this game.
Key on the drive, and he draws the foul. So Braxton making plays here.
Last year, all SEC freshman team missed 10 games with a meniscus tear. It's taken a little while to get going on the offensive end as a result, but he looks like he's got a little bit more bounce to him tonight. 3 consecutive plays or possessions that he impacted.
Yeah, he's a terrific defender, but he's also been in his last 3 games averaging double digits.
16 against Missouri State, 11 against Oklahoma.
Tide are just 3 of 7 from the free throw line now in the first half. Now Avery Johnson wants his guys to put a little pressure on.
Missouri's got to touch the paint. That's what got them going earlier, whether it be off a ball screen or handoff. They got to get into the paint.
He tried the pick and roll. Nico had the pass picked off. Sexton. In a quiet first half, just 4 shots so far, but he's fouled there. And we'll take the timeout. 31-22 Tigers.
My Monday, it's West Virginia against the Super Frosh.
We're being treated to an epic season by Trae Young.
This is a blockbuster-sized rematch. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Monday at 9 on ESPN.
I think heroic deeds were all conceived in the open air. I think whatever I shall meet on the road I shall like. And whoever beholds me shall like me. I think whoever I see must be happy.
Monday, it's West Virginia against the Super Frosh.
We're being treated to an epic season by Trae Young.
This is a blockbuster-sized rematch. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Monday at 9 on ESPN.
It's what I like to call eau de zo.
It's my own. It's my own blend.
It's a presence all of its own. I'm working a three-man booth right now.
Who are the three, Beth? Who are the three? Oh, little Jean-Paul Gaultier tonight. Thank you so much there, brothers.
The freshmen, by the way, have been held to just 5 points. All of them Sexton. Petty and Jones have not scored.
I'll tell you what, Dallin and Crean do such a great job in studio.
Yeah.
Great combination.
And Coach Crean makes a good point. When you're, this is the standard that they've set with the performance. And now, okay, yeah, you can bring it on national television on Saturday, but how about a few days later when it may not be the electricity in the building and it may not be the ranked number next to the opponent's name?
Bethan, we talked about that. Would there be some hangover? It didn't necessarily look like it in the first 2 minutes or so, but obviously it's looked like that over the last 7 or 8. And you have to wonder on a Wednesday night when so many people are at church, the building's not filled in, so you don't have the electricity in terms of the people here, and they're playing flat out there on the floor as well. So really bad combination and a recipe for disaster for Bama.
Meanwhile, you're playing a Missouri team who's a bit desperate. They are starting to count the wins. You know, they've never beaten Alabama since they joined the league here in Tuscaloosa.
And Beth Dallin was right. It's been the defensive breakdowns for Bama that's gotten them in this hole.
Reed Nico trying to muscle one up and one.
Reed Nico, big physical banger. Caught that basketball inside, and watch how patient he is. Just takes his time, gets a little hook shot over the top. And we've talked about that all night so far, Beth, is that in order for Missouri to win this game, they had to get front line production, and that front line is really dominating this game on the offensive end for the Tigers.
This is the first free throw attempt for Missouri. They usually shoot it so well. That was another number that Cuonzo Martin was hoping would be a lot higher tonight, the free throw attempts, but thus far they haven't needed them.
And the truth is, Beth, I mean, Missouri's gotten a lot of uncontested shots.
Yeah.
So no opportunities to get to the line because the defense of Bama hasn't been there.
Petty contested three off the mark, and it's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, but that's not his game. He's a catch and shoot guy right now, putting it on the floor and taking a 19, nearly 20-foot jump shot off the bounce, contested. That's not his game. And folks, this has been a problem for Bama, is they don't see open guys. Look at number 2 in the right of your screen, Sexton wide open. They don't even see him out there on the floor. So the defense is struggling, and opportunities on the offense to find open guys are just not there for Bama here early.
Puryear leaked out the other side. Last touch by the Tide.
And that's the kind of first half Alabama's had. You have two guys on the same team right there. No one communicates, and the basketball goes out of bounds. For Bama to get back in this game, they've got to change their focus both on the offensive and the defensive end. Their minds are not involved in this game right now.
Meanwhile, if you're Missouri, you're hanging on to the lead, even though Porter, Barnett, and Tillman are all sitting with 2 fouls. Robertson off the mark.
And Beth, to your point, if there's one thing that I get concerned about with this Alabama team, I love their perimeter players, but their bigs are more not guys that you can throw the basketball to down in the post to make plays. Those guys are more drop-off, offensive rebound kind of guys. And so when the perimeter guys don't have it going, they don't have that balance on the inside to buoy the offense.
Off the bounce and the drive. Nice lay-in for Ingram.
I love it when Bama is attacking off the bounce. Every time they do that and get 2 feet in the paint, something good has happened for them in the first half. They've got to continue to do it.
Got to fight for position underneath. The foul will be on Herbert Jones. That'll be his first. Still just the 5th team foul for Alabama. Greer on the drive, but then Nico was not expecting the pass, and he commits the foul.
That ball had a little bit of heat on it.
Yes. Little extra.
Yeah, a little extra pep on that one by Prayer. Good read, just the pass was a little too hot.
That's the 2nd foul now on Reed Nico, so almost all the bigs have 2.
Bama's allowed Mizzou to control the tempo of this game, Beth. Bama's at their best when they're pushing that thing early, looking for early opportunities. So for them to climb back into this game and take a lead, they've got to play with a bit more pace.
Sexton with the free throw. 79% on the season. Good knock down the second. Minute to go here in the first half. Nico off the ball fake. Did he take an extra step? No, they're going to call the foul on the floor. Avery Johnson thought he walked with it.
Beth, the patience on the offensive end and the reads from Missouri on their ball screen and roll action has been absolutely superb. Alabama's doing a nice job of taking away the initial pass. Let's take a look at his feet here and see if he traveled. Oh, yeah, a little music there, a little Texas two-step. Well, in this case, a Bama two-step inside.
That is still just the 6th team foul, so no shots yet. Sexton able to contest the inbound off the turnover. Ingram, count it. Strong finish to the half here.
And Beth, this is what we talked about. These guys being able to put themselves in position to get out and push the pace. Dae'Zhaun Ingram is fantastic at attacking in the open floor. Look at this little pretty finish. Well done. Alabama needs a lot more of that the rest of this game.
Got the three-point play. Timeout here for Missouri. 35 seconds to go. And what was once a 12-point deficit is down to 3.
Alabama's done a much better job on the defensive end of being aware and alert. And again, Beth, when they can get out in the open floor, that's where they're at their best. And then for Missouri on their side, they were able to sustain the lead for a while, but with the frontline production that they've had on the bench in foul trouble, it's really hurt them as of late.
A reminder, our Thursday night showcase tomorrow, the undefeated UConn Huskies and the defending national champs from South Carolina. It's the Thursday night showcase. Thursday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN, also on your ESPN app, as the Gamecocks will try once again. They have never beaten UConn.
Never.
Nope.
Well, that's a lot of people out there.
That's a tough win to get. Huskies have started out the season again. How about this? 20-0 for the 11th time under Gino.
Amazing.
Sustained success with 11 national championships. About a 4-second differential here, shot and game clock. Foul on the strip, and this will get the Tigers to the line. It's on Colin Sexton.
This is the guy that you do not want to foul. Second in the SEC, in SEC play, free throw shooting at 93% from the line. Beth, can you believe this kid only had one offer coming out of high school, and that was to Canisius?
Crazy. Out of Toronto, right?
Yes. So you kids sitting at home who you put the work in and you feel like you're overlooked, you just keep working because it'll work out for you, because I don't know how this kid got overlooked. He is incredible. And when he came on campus back in the fall, Beth, he couldn't really handle the ball. He's always been a great shooter, but not good handling the basketball. But he's put his work in. Now Coach Martin is confident giving him the basketball. He's starting at the point guard position for them now. Kudos to him.
Highest scoring grad transfer in the Power 5 this year.
Wow.
And he's got it back up to a 5-point lead. Last shot here for Bama.
High ball screen coming, Beth.
They decide not to go with that, and Sexton buries the three.
I thought they'd go with the high ball screen up top, but they allowed him to go one-on-one as not to bring a second defender in the area. What a good call by Avery Johnson. Sexton knew exactly how much time he wanted on the clock. What a pretty move by number 2 in white.
11 in the first half for Sexton, but it's Missouri by 2 as we hit the break. And out of the studio for the Land Rover Halftime Report with Zubin Mehedi, Dallin Cuff, and Tom Crean. Hey, welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. At the half, 35-33, Missouri with the 2-point lead. At one point, they led by a dozen, then got into some foul problems with their front line, and Alabama able to make a move late in that first half. Beth Mowins along with LaFonso Ellis, and a good comeback there by the Tide after things started to get away from them a little bit.
It really did. Early on, they wanted to deny Missouri the three-point line, but it was the three-point line where Missouri got hot there early. They were able to knock down a couple early to get a little separation. 5 of 11 from the three-point line in the first half for Missouri, who's really struggled from the three. And then to give some balance to the offense, they start to throw that thing inside. 20 of their 35 points have come from the front line, but you know who you give it to in tight situations, Mr. Colin Sexton. Drills one going into halftime to give them some momentum. 11 points for that young man in the first half.
Both sides shooting better than 50%. Alabama would actually be in front if they would have made a few more free throws. The turnovers started to pile up by the end of the half, and good support from that Missouri bench.
Yeah, done a really nice job tonight, and I thought Jontay Porter being aggressive when he caught the basketball in the painted area was really the key for Missouri. We watched them in shoot-around today, and they really went 5-on-1 defensive player. The one defensive player on Jontay Porter in the paint, and he had to make a move, and I think that he carried that over into the game. That's been a big plus for Mizzou.
He had 10 points in only 9 minutes, and according to Joe Lunardi's bracketology, this is big for Missouri. They are out right now. Alabama sitting at a projected 9 seed. They are one of 7 SEC teams that, as of tonight, Joe Lunardi thinks will get in. As we inch ever so closer to, well, in fact, just a couple hours till we turn that calendar over into February.
Indeed. Jordan Barnett may have hurt his right knee there as he was trying to get into the painted area.
And he just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
That's a big deal. He can get a little streaky from the three-point line, look confident on knocking down his shot in the first half. Really athletic, jumps out the gym. They're really going to miss him here. Puryear, number 24 in black's got to step up his game a little bit in his absence.
They talked about getting some production from him. 0 for 3 scoreless in that first half. As Alabama ties it up.
Tell you what, Beth, Colin Sexton has been as advertised. I love his patience and poise when he gets in the painted area. 13 points now in this game.
That leads all scorers. Geist bumped on the drive. He'll get to the free throw line. Just the 3 free throw attempts in that first half as Sexton is whistled for his 2nd foul.
Jordan Geist, I got a chance to see him play in high school because he actually went to Penn High School in Mishawaka, Indiana, which is right over from my town. Played in one of the best guard matchups I've ever seen with a kid named Braxton from my area. A lot of people kind of down on Geist, saying there's no way this kid can play in college. And my wife and I looking at each other going, this dude's a killer. So he left that area, went and played at Homestead. Of course, with Biggie Smonigan of Purdue, who's now in the NBA. And speaking of that, when Biggie found out that Jordan Geist would be going to Missouri, he texted Conzo Martin right away and said, you're going to love this kid's toughness, and Conzo Martin certainly has.
He has started to emerge a bit for them. Purdue, by the way, leading Maryland midway through the 2nd half tonight. Conzo's old team where he played collegiately, projected 1 seed right now, along with Villanova, Virginia, and Kansas.
Wow.
Virginia won again tonight. They beat Louisville. That's a 3-game lead now atop the ACC.
Well, they've got a vice grip on the lead in the ACC. That defense is wow.
See if Porter can pick up where he left off in that first half. Hit 4 of his 5 shots. And a whistle underneath. Puryear fouled.
Yeah, that was created by Jonte Porter using his length over the top to keep that basketball alive for Missouri.
And that's the 3rd foul on Sexton.
Wow.
Trying to dig it out of there.
And without John Petty getting involved in the offense here, he's still scoreless in the game. Sexton has kind of been their offense, and so it's going to be interesting to see if Avery Johnson stays with him, keeps him out there on the floor.
That is the first point now for Puryear, and Sexton appears to be staying in the lineup. Collins got to be careful off the bounce here. Weaves his way through a couple of defenders. Last touch by Missouri.
Yeah, they didn't get the result that they wanted, but he snaked that high ball screen beautifully. Split it, got in the gap, and can't get a better look than that from the corner. He's got to knock that one down.
Petty. Giddens, and a foul, and that's going to be 3 on Porter.
Tell you what, I love the quick shape up there on the inside by Giddens there. And I think Alabama's got to do that a lot more. Again, we talked about them attacking the painted area, not only off the bounce, but I think they got to throw that thing in at times when their bigs have 2 feet in the paint. That was well done there by the Tide.
Giddens hits the free throw. Let's see, this looked like a lot of ball for Porter. Looked like a whole ball for Porter.
That's a tough one there. I agree with you. That's all ball.
Giddens with 1 of 2. So just like Sexton will stay in the game, so will Porter. A try from deep. Good fight for that rebound, Puryear. But it's Bama that comes out with numbers. Petty, the trail 3. Van Leer, short. Long rebound to Sexton, good as an outlet pass. And then Collin fouled on the crossover.
Tell you what, he is tricky with that basketball. Oh my goodness.
That's going to be the second on Geist. Well, Porter almost came off the floor, and then he thought it was a situation where he was getting substituted out of the game, and he just committed his 4th personal foul.
Wow, folks, watch this. He thinks he's actually being subbed out of the game while Collin Sexton had a live ball. Wow, and picks up a foul there. That is huge for Missouri. He's been so good for them off the bench tonight with 10 points. Talk about a mental lapse. That is big there.
He got hit in the mouth the last trip up the floor and was bleeding. So I don't know if he thought he had to come out of the game.
Yeah.
And then Konzo quickly said, hey, it's a live ball, get back out there. And he ran down to try and defend and committed the foul.
Tell you what, Alabama's left a lot on the line tonight, but they would be ahead if they would just make their free throws.
They've made 10 and missed 9 tonight. Pass picked off by Hall. And then they're going to call Robertson for holding Ingram, who was trying to break away from the pack.
Beth, I love the decision that Avery Johnson has made. I was concerned about Collin Sexton with 3 fouls staying in the game, but what they did is they took them off of the ball handlers, the guys who can get into the lane area, and put him on Cullen Van Leer, who's not quite the ball handler. That's a really good strategic move by Avery.
And the fouls now piling up. Is that going to be on Tillman? And Jeremiah has just picked up his 3rd. And that's already the 6th team foul here, and we haven't even played 4 minutes.
Wow. But Beth, it gets back to what we've been talking about. When Alabama's at their best, they're out in transition, and when they're not in transition, they're attacking the painted area. I like how aggressive they've been to start this second half. Collin Sexton, the 11th Alabama McDonald's All-American, but the first since Dante Pollard in 2012. Wow. Avery Johnson's done a masterful job with recruiting.
And the longest approach to a free throw, I think, in college basketball.
Gives me enough time to spray a little cologne on.
Another whistle off the ball here. I think they're going to get Daniel Giddens. That'll be his 4th personal. Check that, third on Giddens. Dangerous inbounds. Tillman able to control it. Off of Tillman's chest on the pass from Van Leer.
Pretty sloppy game right now.
Looking for their first lead of the second half. And they can't come away with it. Geist coast to coast, rejected by Ingram. Sexton for 3. And now Cassius Robertson the other way. Alabama's got to like the pace picking up a little bit here, but Avery Johnson's going to call the TO.
And folks, in transition in defense. You can never give up on the basketball. How about the block here from Dazon Ingram? Get that out of here.
They were welcomed and saluted, then challenged and tested. Before they were champions, they were the rookies at the Masters.
Monday, it's Press Virginia against the Super Frosh.
We're being treated to an epic season by Trae Young.
This is a blockbuster-sized rematch. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Monday at 9 on ESPN.
Well, a rough shooting start to the second half for both the Tide and the Tigers. It's a 2-point Missouri lead. They are a combined 2 for 11 as things have gotten a little bit sloppy here in the last couple of minutes. The foul's a big problem for Missouri, already 16 fouls this half.
Nearly in the bonus for Alabama, and Missouri already short on bodies on the bench over there. They can ill afford this foul trouble.
Jontay Porter is sitting with 4. Oh. And that may be the 4th foul right there on Daniel Giddens. And it is. Back with more hoops in a moment.
So what do you get when you take a team of vets and pit them against the league's best?
League's best?
Euro step, well, you're in luck because you're about to see what's up.
Prime time, baby.
Rockets, Cavs, tomorrow at 8:30 on ABC. Presented by YouTube TV.
Here's the foul problems tonight for Missouri. Porter already with 4, and for Alabama, Giddens has 4. Tillman and Barnett have had issues throughout the night, and Sexton picked up a couple of quick ones here in the second half.
And Beth, that's advantage Alabama, because if their bigs get in deeper foul trouble, they can still go with Galen Smith, 6'9", 235, number 30 in white, or they can go with Alex Reese, or both, who's 6'9", 250. So a lot more depth across that front line than Missouri.
Kevin Puryear can't knock it down. Still without a basket, just 2 points from the free throw line tonight.
How about John Petty, second leading scorer on Alabama's team? Goose egg.
He's not even out there right now.
2-3 zone here from Mizzou. Alabama worked on screening it to get the ball handler down the lane today.
They look a little confused right here. Herbert Jones on the miss. He doesn't have a bucket tonight either. Triple is good. Jordan Geist.
It's the 6th made 3, and Avery Johnson was talking about not only stopping the 3, but especially the transition 3s by Barnett, Geist, and Robertson. This defensive assignment there by Bama.
Johnson calling for the ball screen. Ingram on the drive, and a blocking foul called on Nico.
I love the drive, redrive right there that we saw from Alabama. And again, Beth, when they're at their best is when they're attacking in transition and in the half court. When they're just settling for jump shots, as we saw in that last possession from Herbert Jones, that is not their game.
Nico, by the way, just picking up his 3rd foul.
Dazon Ingram, all around good player. typically a point guard, but he's been able to play off the basketball this year because of having such a great point guard in Colin Sexton. And I think that's actually made him more versatile and more valuable going forward. It's really rounded out his game.
Yeah, they've had to find their way this year as well. 10 different lineups. They don't have a guy that's been in the lineup for them every game. Trying to piece together the puzzle. They've played an awful lot better at home than they have on the road, as sometimes you would expect from a younger team. They're going to have to fix that, though. 4 of their next 6 will be away after tonight. Van Leer for 3. Going to be a foul on Galen Smith. Look at the difference in the home versus away for the Tide. Points per game, they're shooting.
Yeah. And Beth, the thing that you want to travel, you know, when you go on the road, you're uncomfortable, so you can't expect to shoot the basketball well all the time, but your defense must travel. So if there's an alarming stat up there, it was the defense not being able to travel.
Ingram trying to drop it off for Jones.
Ball's got to get to Petty's hands, or forgive me, to Sexton's hands.
Saw a mismatch, and he'll hit over Nico. And Ingram says, my fault, buddy.
It's really good patience there to find the mismatch. Well done, Alabama.
Robertson for 3. He's got it.
I tell you, when he comes off those ball screens or those dribble handoff exchanges, you give him just the minuscule amount of space. He gets that thing off quickly, and the elevation into that shot.
Big response for the Tigers. Got a bump underneath. This may be the 4th on Nico.
Folks, look at this mismatch here. You got Nico there on Sexton, and I love the communication there. Stays too far away, and he just rises and knocks down the shot. At the end of the other end, a little dribble handoff, miscommunication there. That's way too much room there for Cassius Robertson. He's been stroking that thing tonight. 43% from 3 in SEC play. Cassius Robertson is knocking it down. 43%, that's incredible.
Tide now have made their last 6 free throws, starting to get a little bit better there. 7 in a row. Nico has left, and Tillman is back on as Hall returns for Alabama. Saturday on ESPN. Good doubleheader for you. It's Oklahoma, Texas at 6:15. Saturday primetime presented by AT&T, followed by Michigan State, Indiana. That's coming up Saturday night on ESPN. Big 12, Big 10 double dip.
Beth, I really like good pass. Wow. I really like that Michigan State team. They were my preseason favorite to win the national championship, but I have 2 concerns about that group. The turnovers continue to be a bugaboo in their losses. They turned it over at a 20% rate last year, and they've been doing that again this year. And secondly, can they get consistent perimeter shooting? Those 2 things have really hurt them in their losses this year.
Got the win over Penn State tonight. Miles Bridges had 23
nice.
For Sparty.
To your point, to be able to focus on basketball with all that university's dealing with. Tough chore for the Spartans.
3-point Missouri lead. Robertson knocked out of bounds.
And folks, take a look at this one here. Cassius Robertson, not only a great shooter, but he has terrific vision. Tigers up 3.
Emerge restored, fortified, replenished. Emerge every day with Emergen-C, packed with B vitamins, antioxidants, electrolytes, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge-C.
They did all right on Trae Young. They're amongst your Power 5 leagues. There are your top freshman scorers: Young, Bagley, Ayton, and then Colin Sexton right there, fourth best amongst the top conferences.
I would take those 4 guys to the park and get a game and bet any amount of money that we're going to win. That's a great group right there.
You might be the 5th pick on that team.
As long as they play underneath the free throw line and we don't play full court, I got a shot.
Shot clock violation. Good D for Bama.
And as expected, Alabama's really raised their level on the defensive end, especially because Missouri runs some really nice stuff on underneath and sideline out of bounds that you have to be dialed into. And Alabama did a really nice job on that defensive possession.
16 turnovers now for Missouri. Remember, they had 39 in their last 2 games,
wow.
A pair of losses. Shot clock winding down on Herbert Jones. Landed awkwardly, and he's going to be called for the charge. Crashing into Tillman.
Yeah, I was shielded. I couldn't quite see him once he got into the gap over there. I tell you what, at times tonight, Missouri's defense, especially the weak side, they've been over early at putting themselves in position. That's now the 3rd charge I think we've seen from them tonight. Yeah, defensive-minded guy hit Cuonzo Martin. He loves when his team can create offensive possessions from their defense, and we love that one. I think that's his Gene Katie influence.
Yes.
From both a player and as an assistant coach.
They got Kentucky coming up next. Heading back home. Tillman gets it to go. Of course, he knows how valuable these road wins could be in the SEC, especially for a team trying to creep back up to a 500 record.
Indeed.
Petty trying to leave it off for Hall.
And folks, this is a freshman. Watch the patience here. He's being double teamed underneath. Senses a little gap between the two of them and just steps through. Oftentimes, especially when you're a freshman and you feel that pressure, you turn that basketball over. Not that time from Tillman. Good patience there and awareness with that basketball in the painted area.
Shot clock down to 5 again. Sexton deep 3. Tillman corrals it. Alabama really struggling offensively here in the second half, and Barnett couldn't knock down the 3. Kept alive by Puryear. Geist to Tillman.
That was all created by the hustle from Kevin Puryear. Hasn't scored a lot tonight, but he's been active keeping basketballs alive on that offensive glass. Wow, Dante Hall was wide open, 2 feet in the paint. That basketball's got to go inside to number 0 in white.
Offensive foul called on Key.
Folks, watch this play here. Geist gets into the painted area and makes Dante Hall come over, and how about the vision and the finish inside? That was well executed by the Tigers. On the offensive end for Alabama, I like what Dazon Ingram saw. He had Dejon Ingram is 6'5", 207. Had a smaller Jordan Geis, 6'2", 180 on him and decided to back him down. But you got to be willing to shoot it over the top. Our tendency, we want to muscle those little guys. Just turn around and shoot it over the top once you get 2 feet in the paint. Missed opportunity there for the Tide.
Offensive foul called on Puryear, trying to back his way down on Key. That's the second on Kevin. Ingram looking for three, got it.
And that's Avery Johnson type offense, scoring in the first 5 to 7 seconds of the clock. And Beth, I was wrong. That was Braxton Key, 25 and white, who was trying to post up Geist on the opposite end.
Here's Jonte Porter. He's come back into the lineup for Missouri. Robertson, tough shot with Petty hanging on him. Got the three.
Beth, I've watched a lot of film on Cassius Robertson. He does that all the time. That's par for the course for him.
16 now for Robertson. And Sexton fouled on the drive. That's the third now on Puryear.
And folks, look as Robertson turns that corner. You give him just a little space, the ability to rise and knock that shot down. 4 made threes in this game for Mr. Robertson.
Every day you wake up, the goal is to get home safely. I think everybody thinks that. Buckle up, phone down. To me, it means simply when you get in the car, buckle up before you do anything. The next part, put your cell phone down, because I think it's very important that we value lives and the importance of getting home safely. If you value lives, then you understand the importance of taking the pledge. One, to put my seatbelt on. Then the other part, to put my cell phone down. Go to modot.org/buckle up, phone down, and take the pledge now. I've taken the pledge to save lives. Now it's your turn.
From the brilliant minds at Tribeca Shortlist comes the games we play. It's a test of will, cinematic knowledge, and physical prowess, hosted by me, Matthew Hoffman. Watch your favorite celebrities scale the cold mountains, shoot hoops with Teen Wolf, and even rescue Bad Santa. On the games we play, we celebrate all that is thrilling about the films we love and that you can enjoy on Tribeca Shortlist.
And folks, welcome back here. The difference in this game for Missouri has been Cassius Robertson. Avery Johnson was concerned about his ability to knock down the three ball. How about 4 made threes in this game so far? And that's been the difference. Their inability to be able to find him and run him off that three-point line. He's been absolutely terrific for the Tigers tonight.
And I'm not sure if he's even come out of the game tonight.
One of the leaders in the SEC in minutes played.
Yep. He's got 31 on the board already. Sexton to the line. $19 now for Colin Sexton. The Tide have made 8 in a row at the line.
Tell you what, he's been as advertised, hasn't he? He's shown us the threes, been able to get in the lane, knock down layups, make plays when he gets in the lane. I think one of the most underrated point guards in the nation.
Missed a couple of games with that abdominal injury and has come back strong. Calling for the screen, weaving his way into the lane. Giddens swatted. Out of bounds to Missouri.
What a terrific play by Jeremiah Tillman. The front line of Missouri has been in foul trouble for the balance of this game. And for you young post players at home, watch how he keeps his hands up the entire time. And now he forces them to shoot a hook shot over the left shoulder. And because his arms are already up, he times that thing beautifully. That's a mark of a good shot blocker on the interior.
Alabama's going to try and turn up the heat a little bit here. 7.5 to go.
Beth, I don't think Alabama can win this game without John Petty, number 23 in white, being able to make some shots. Colin Sexton has been brilliant. He's got to get going on the offensive end.
They lob it inside. Tillman, and he's fouled.
We saw him block a shot on the other end. And how about the patience of Missouri? Because Alabama's switching all of that action, John Petty gets caught on the interior with Tillman. He keeps his position, doesn't throw the little guy around. They throw it over the top. He catches and finishes. An opportunity for and one here.
Not a very good free throw shooter, just 48% on the season. Rebounded by Hall. 8-point lead. Key on the drive, kicks it to Sexton. Comes Robertson, the catch and shoot. Oh, caught iron on that one. Petty fouled by Van Leer. And a chance here for John to get off the schneid.
Beth, it's not been that he's been missing shots. He's just not gotten a lot of shot opportunities tonight. And for shooters, this could be a plus for the Tide, because for shooters to get it and get easy opportunities to be able to see the ball go through the basket sometimes can really boost your confidence. And now watch for him to be a huge threat on the offensive end.
You see him shaking his head there. Has that been that kind of night as he gets his first point? He's been awfully good usually at home in SEC games.
What teams are doing, Beth, is they know that he's a catch and shoot guy, so they're just not leaving him. They're standing in the space. The next development in his game has to be the ability to put the basketball on the floor.
Tillman spinning and throwing it down. Jeremiah Tillman.
Beth, that was some sick footwork in the post.
The freshman out of East St. Louis. He's got 10 of their last 13 points now, does Jeremiah. Petty on the drive, count that.
And folks, we've seen Tillman impact this game. He scored once down in the lane, and now a pretty little inside fake to get Dante Hall on the high side, and a beautiful reverse spin and dunk. And his bench is loving his play. So we've seen 2 buckets. We've seen a block shot. Tillman showing a little bit of everything right now. And where'd you say he was from?
He's from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Boogie.
Well, you were right about Petty. After he watched a free throw go down, he makes a bucket and completes a 3-point play.
He's got to be more aggressive.
Robertson on the drive and off the window.
How could this kid?
Hall on the run, and a foul committed by Tillman. That's going to be his 4th.
I'll say it once more. How can Cassius Robertson only have one offer coming out of high school? Oh my gosh.
Somebody missed it.
Look at Robertson coming off this thing, and we've talked about his ability to shoot the basketball. Doesn't get enough credit for his ability to put it on the deck and get to the lane. That's something he couldn't do when he first came, but he's worked so hard on his game since landing on campus. Now he's a dual threat out there on the floor.
They are going to say now that is Tillman's 5th personal foul. We thought they had changed that last one to Van Leer, but that was Tillman. So now this one is 5, and Jeremiah is done with 5:19 to go.
Wow, that's big, because now you take away a guy who's gotten a little momentum for you going. He blocks a shot. He scores twice down in the painted area. Now you bring in Jontay Porter, who got going early in the first half, so he's now going to have to be that guy that's protecting the rim on one end and trying to give them buckets on the other.
This is the 5th time in 9 SEC games now that Tillman has fouled out. And a reminder to tune into SportsCenter tonight on ESPN at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Stan and Neil will have all the latest news and notes for you, including the latest on Kevin Love and on the Boston Celtics, and of course to Minneapolis to hear from Brady, Belichick, and the birthday boy, Coach Peterson today. I think turned the big 5-0, celebrating with the Eagles' first practice in Minnesota.
I heard you got your bags packed and you
Ready
heading on
to
up.
go.
Ready to go?
To the Great White North.
Nice.
Layers. It's all about layers.
That's right.
Well, you know, you're a South Bend guy when you head up there.
Well, we lived there for 7 years in Minneapolis. You're going back to my little stomping ground up there now. Enjoy. Great place. One of the best kept secret of the Midwest.
So we got a 7-point game, 5:19 to go. Alabama, if they can figure out a way to win this one, they will stay tied for second place with Kentucky, Florida, and Tennessee. And they would all be 2 games behind Auburn. Meanwhile, Missouri trying to snap a 3-game skid and then get ready to head home to face the Cats.
How about that comeback win by the Cats last night over Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt, I think, had them down, what, 16, 18 at one point?
Yep.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I liked that kid early on in December when I saw him, and he just continues to evolve.
Porter got the 3. Assisted by Robertson.
And Beth, we just said that with Tillman going out, Jontay Porter had to give them some offense. What a huge 3 for number 11 in black. That ball's got to find Petty, and it's got to find Sexton.
Porter got a piece of it. Under 10 on the shot clock. No reset there. Sexton elevates and gets it to go.
How about Colin Sexton? I mean, he's showing us a little bit of everything tonight.
He's got 21.
Coming off an 18-point game against Oklahoma.
Checking the shot clock. Per year. Got up in the air. Van Leer launches. Shot clock violation.
Colin Sexton, folks, we talked about him being an underrated star in this freshman class. How about the hang time to the rim? Colin Sexton getting busy. He loves his work. How about the big smile from the freshman? No social media, though.
Hi, I'm the internet. You know what's difficult? Armless bowling. You know what's easy? Building a website with GoDaddy.
Get your domain today and get a free trial of GoCentral. Build a better website in under an hour.
NerdWallet.com knows that it can be hard to know. Sometimes options seem similar. And you don't want to wing it. But when it comes to credit cards, you can breathe easy. NerdWallet has all the info you need in one place to help you find the lowest rate, most cash back, or sweetest perks. Nothing beats knowing. Find your next card today at NerdWallet.com.
John Anderson loves the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah.
He's still mad at me because I didn't go play for Norm Stewart.
We need to speed it up, if for nothing else, to watch him swinging.
I know.
Sports Center coming up next. 65-58 right now. Missouri has pretty much led throughout. Alabama briefly had a lead 2 minutes into the game. They've come back to tie it a few times, but have not been able to get over the top. And every time they get close and start knocking on that door, Robertson usually breaks some ankles and hits a three.
We've seen his ability to knock down a three, and we've seen him get to the hole and make a play as well.
He's got 18. Colin Sexton leading all scorers with 21, and down the stretch we go. Alabama has not lost an SEC home game this year. They're 4-0, but in trouble right now.
Collins got to continue to make plays off the bounce, especially when they're in the half court.
Sexton, the fade. Good D by Geist.
It's a tough one there. He never got on balance to take that shot, making it even a higher degree of difficulty.
Per year with the catch, missed the layup.
Got to push here. Look for early opportunities in transition.
Petty, pull up three, no.
It's a tough challenge one there. Coach Avery Johnson, he likes the early opportunities, but he doesn't like the early challenged ones from three. That's a tough shot.
They are shooting under 30% in this second half as Alabama. Get it inside to Porter. Everybody gets a touch from Missouri. Geist on the drive, got into Petty. Here come the Tide. Ingram. Jones keeps it alive. They got a fresh 30. Petty, three. Aired it.
I'll tell you what awareness by Jordan Barnett, number 21 in white, as Missouri's back and scrambling. He had to choose who he wanted to take. He knew Petty was going to take that three and challenged it, and that's why he shot that ball short. Good awareness by 21 in black.
We're going to bring the pressure here at 94 feet.
The 2 point guards on the floor for Missouri. It's a little tough to trap them now.
Porter, open look. 2 minutes to play.
Taking too long to get into their offense at this stage of the game. Nice kick.
Sexton's going to get a chance. They have had looks here and have not been able to knock them down. Porter called for the walk.
Beth, that's kind of been the story here really throughout the game, but I think amplified here in the second half is missed opportunities for Alabama. They left a lot on the free throw line. At my last stat sheet I had, they're 21 of 32, so they've missed 11 free throws. Wide open shots they're missing. It's just been that kind of night for them. Now, 133, there's still time in this game. They're only down 7, but they got to get into their execution a lot more quickly than they have the last 2 possessions. Time is their enemy right now.
Sexton calling for a screen. Key on the drive. Ingram, excuse me. Five baskets in the second half for Alabama. They are shooting 21% from the floor.
You foul in the backcourt. The second best free throw shooter in SEC play in Cassius Robertson, who's 93% from the foul line.
1-1 here for Robertson. Missed it. Reese looking for three.
See, I thought Petty should have taken that first one.
And they're going to foul with 58 seconds to go. That's the 4th on Sexton. Here's the latest bracketology from Joe Lunardi. 7 SEC teams in, including Alabama. Missouri first 4 out right now. And a road win against an Alabama team that just beat Oklahoma here on Saturday.
Yeah, beat Auburn. They beat Rhode Island earlier in the year. Rhode Island's in the top 25 now. So, to your point, Beth, if the Tigers can pull this one out, this is a huge win for them.
Sexton up and in. 23 for Collin. And the quick timeout.
And Beth, Collin Sexton has put on the show, but his running made John Petty ineffective in this game. And long term, I don't think they can win against elite competition because they're going to get into the NCAA tournament. But from there, how many games can they win? For them to win a couple games, they got to get John Petty going on the offensive end.
Just 1 for 6 tonight, 5 points, but Sexton 23 on the evening.
He's been magnificent. Just when the momentum was going Missouri's way, hit that one to go into break, and he's shown us every piece of his package. The ability to knock down open threes, getting in the lane, and what a gorgeous smile to boot.
7 of 16 shooting tonight for Collin, but as it stands right now, Missouri in control, still 51 seconds to go. Here's what Alabama's got coming up. Roadies at Florida and Mississippi State. That Florida game will be on the ESPN network Saturday afternoon.
I bet that is a game where, much like tonight's game, Avery Johnson was concerned about Missouri's ability to knock down three-point shots. Missouri 9 of 22 so far in this game. And you talk about a Florida Gator team that feasts off of three-point shots in transition. And so there's some concern about that, especially going on the road. It's going to be important that Alabama comes and be locked in like they were against Trae Young against Oklahoma.
Foul will stop the clock with 45 seconds to go. So again, it's Robertson back to the line. 4 of 5 tonight. He's got another 20-point performance, his 8th of the season.
And 3 straight. He's averaging 21 points per game over the last 2.
That's the second time he's done that this year, isn't it? 3 straight 20-point games.
I think you're right. And what a beautiful stroke.
Season best is 26. He's now got 22. Reese for 3. Rebounded by Geist and a foul. Here's what Missouri's looking at home Saturday against Kentucky. Konzo Martin's getting ready to leave here with his 200th career win and the first Missouri win here in Tuscaloosa.
Really? Wow. And the team really came out focused tonight on the offensive end. Again, they've struggled from the three-point line, Beth. 9 of 22, my last calculation from 3. But even more importantly than that, they've not gotten any front line production in these last 4 losses. And that front line, they were getting busy. Jonte Porter off to a quick start in the first half with 10 first-half points. We saw Tillman getting busy in the low post here in the second half before he picked up his 5th foul. So that's a good formula for them as they get ready to take on a very game Kentucky Wildcat team.
And Alabama will not foul, so that should do it. Shot clock is off. And the Missouri Tigers with a big road win over Alabama, 69-60. They will improve to 4-5 in the league. 14-8 overall. Alabama will fall to 14-8 and now 5-4 in the SEC. Big night for the Tigers. First win in Tuscaloosa and number 200 overall for Cuonzo Martin. For LaFonso Ellis and our entire crew, I'm Beth Mowins. Thanks for joining us tonight in Tuscaloosa. Coming up, John and John, Buccigross and Anderson. It's Sports Center on deck. Missouri 69, Alabama 60, your final.